top 5 decks that should be illegal. Starting off with Mortar Skeleton Barrel. Okay, this deck has been in the meta, specifically this version, because it is just a deck combined with the most OP cards in the game, right? Cannon Cart and Ice Wizard have dodged a nerf for centuries now. It's crazy. Same with Mortar, right? Skeleton Barrel did get a nerf. It's not enough. Lightning is the best spell in the game. This deck literally does it all. You can just spam the bridge and then instantaneously win. I honestly don't think it's that broken, but these cards combined make it broken, right? Now, the only really broken card in here is Skeleton Barrel, and it got a nerf, but overall this deck is freaking OP. Number 4 is Golem. Pretty much any Golem deck with an elixir collector in it, because if you have an elixir collector in a Golem deck, it's GG's for your opponent 80% of the time unless they have an EQ, right? If you didn't know, EQ is the only card that gets a positive elixir trait against the elixir pump. That's broken as shit. Elixir pump, let's nerf that health, right? Because if you don't have a spell for this, eventually they'll either get an elixir lead or they'll stack pumps to where you can't, they build an unstoppable push. Electro Dragon and Tornado literally annihilates anything in its path. Golem and elixir collector is just OP. Number 3 is Giant Sparky, pretty much any variation, right? But this variation right here, we had one last season with Evo, Skarmy, Bats, and Minion, where that one was just as, like, frickin' stupid. But this card in general, Giant and Sparky paired together, literally is a walking frickin' cannon made of steel, okay? Because it's not a glass cannon. These things have health and they do a lot of damage. And not to mention Giant's got a hero, which made this deck even frickin' worse. This deck can plow through any defensive units you put in front of it, okay? That's why it's broken. You have like 3 spells in here too, just to counter all the bullshit that your opponent's gonna play. I don't think anyone should be using this deck. Number 2 is Elixir Pump 3 Musketeers, specifically the one with the Golden Knight. Now there's multiple variations of this deck, but Elixir Pump and Musketeer are in all of them. That's probably why it makes it OP. There's a version with pigs. All of them are stupidly broken, right? Golden Knight, I don't know how this man has managed to not get a nerf. This thing will zigzag across the entire map until it reaches your tower. And 3 Musketeers are a split lane push of doom. These things will annihilate everything and anything until they reach your tower, right? And don't even think about defending them, because you're going to end up overcommitting, and then suddenly there's an Evo Battle Ram on the right lane heading straight towards your tower. It's insane. I hate this deck with a passion. Number 1 is Hyperbait. Now, there is like a couple of things about this deck that make it annoying. 1 is the spam, 2 is the Evos, and 3 is a combination, right? There's a Skeleton Barrel heading towards your tower. You think you can, like, make it, like, disappear with a Fire Spirit? No, they're going to Vines it, right? And then you can't react anymore, right? It's too late. They already did 5,000 damage on your tower. That's what I hate. Vines is literally a surprise factor in this deck, and even once you know about it, it's still a surprise factor because you don't know when they're going to play, right? This deck is overall just cringe and corny. I'm guilty of using it, to be honest, but that's how broken it is, right? Let me know what decks should be illegal and are skillless in the comments below.